Yes, good point. So let's talk about the way the parts of this proposed system that Chris Bowen is very busily trying to impose on us, how it's all connected. So it needs and he calls it rewiring the nation. This is the new network of wires and towers connecting the new generators, which are all solar and wind. Now, these are very expensive, high capacity interconnectors. Now, who pays for these interconnectors when they're running at, say, quite often they'll be running at, I don't know, 20% of their capacity because, you know, they're designed for the worst case scenario, which would be very rare. So most of the time they'll be running at, say, 20% capacity. Who's going to be paying for those wires and towers at that time?
We all will, Fred. You know, they say that wind and solar are the cheapest form of power, but they can only say that by neglecting the network cost. And everyone on the network pays for it. It's not paid for on the basis of how much capacity is used. There's a regulator that sets the price. They give you a certain return on your capital and your debt. So they say, well, it cost you, say, for argument's sake, $6 billion to build it. Okay, we'll give you a return of, say, 6% on that. And then they allow for operating costs on top of that. So the operator gets paid as though it was at full capacity. And it's a cost-plus system. So there is actually a benefit to operators in just keeping on building, unlike in a normal market situation where you only build up to where you can make a profit. They will make a profit because we will all be forced to pay.
Yeah, conveniently, that's left out of the perception we are given by the government about how cheap this whole thing's going to be, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I talk about an energy ecosystem because I figure the greenies might be able to get their heads around that. So what they do is they pick particular things out in isolation and they point to those, but they don't look at how it all interacts. There is a body that's tasked with doing that. That's AEMO, the Australian Energy Markets Operator, and it produces an ISP every couple of years, which is their integrated system plan. They have some concerns that there are going to be shortfalls, and these are public servants whose job it is to keep governments happy. So people that I've done research with tell me that a lot of their assumptions are overly optimistic would be an overly optimistic way of looking at them, that there's gaps in there which are starting to show. For example, they assume that Snowy 2.0 will come on stream at a particular time. The latest news is that Snowy 2.0 it was supposed to be on stream by 2024. That's not going to happen. Now we find out the other day that one of the borers that is supposed to bore a hole from a lower dam to a higher dam has been stuck for quite some time, 100 metres, where it went in. So there's yet more delay there.